Oh, it's my favorite matchup. It's a TvT, Poppy. Oh. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. Quite a lot has been actually happening here throughout the entire tournament. A lot of updates have been coming in, and we'll have a moment to go over them momentarily. But for now, we have our next best of 3 spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon. We have the man of the hour himself. We have the South Korean Terran living in the land of Japan representing K10 Esports. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Mexican Terran player. He just 2-0'd Mondo in a best-of-3 series representing Psystorm Gaming. It is SpeCial. Oh boy, I still need to catch my breath, you know? Like, HonMonO, he takes my breath away, Poppy. It's too much, Poppy. It's too much. One of my favorites, obviously, a bit of a fan favorite here on this channel. But he's up against SpeCial, and SpeCial, like Rex, is a very experienced player. He can go toe-to-toe with the best of them, and SpeCial is a TvT specialist as well, no pun intended. So I am concerned here for HonMonO. I do think that he needs to bring something different to the table in this matchup. We'll see what he has to offer. SpeCial, he has a lot of tendencies here in TvT. He can play mech, he can go for these cyclone drops, or cyclone openers. He's very fond of double starport builds as well. Double starport 2-base all-ins can be very aggressive and very potent in TvT. I'd be surprised if SpeCial doesn't whip out that build at some point in this series. Very common for SpeCial. Meanwhile, we're getting a couple of other updates as well in the bracket. Miyomika did take down Nicorect 2-0 and does move on to the next round. Meanwhile, some of the Chinese Zerg players are struggling. Silky went down to Percival. Takinashi went down to Cyan as well. So my heart bleeds out there for those poor Zerg players. And Terrans and Protoss. Terrans especially are really just mowing their way through. If I'm not mistaken, Miyomika is one of the only Zerg players left. I say one of. He has an alias on the challenge bracket. I believe Su. Su is in the tournament. Su is waiting for the winner of Pez and Lunacy. So I have to eat my words. Earlier, I was saying that there was no favorite for the tournament because all the big Koreans went to Sweden, and they did. But Su didn't. Su stayed back, and Su is going to be, I would say, the favorite to win the entire thing. We'll see if anyone can stop this man. Up! Oh my god. Meanwhile, the control there from HonMonO, he completely shuts down the first Reaper. He's going to be able to chase down the second as well. SpeCial, unfortunately, face checking up this double ramp here on Babylon is punished for it, as both players did go for double gas openers. Behind this, we are, of course, expanding. We're not going all in by any means, and we are getting into that cyclone production for SpeCial, cutting those Reapers and cutting those Hellions much earlier here, much earlier. For a more secure defensive unit here in said cyclone. Meanwhile, HonMonO is trying to hunt out trying to hunt down to that final Reaper, and he will get it in the end. Reaper will fall. Behind this, we have, well, we're getting into our pretty standard setup of 1-1-1. Ravens are being produced. Tech Lab is on the way on the factory for our initial tanks. So HonMonO, nothing too crazy coming out from him. SpeCial is going to be looking to go for some more aggression, though, as he is making a second Cyclone and a Medevac for a drop. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. Cyclone's going to be waiting here in the middle of the map for any kind of stray units. Meanwhile, HonMonO bypasses those units. He goes straight to the main as the drop moves out. The Reapers move in, and the Reapers may not deal any damage, but they did scout that medevac, so HonMonO, he knows that SpeCial is coming for him. He knows that SpeCial is on the way, and he's getting ready back at home. Oh, the Cyclones do catch the Hellions and the Reaper. Will be getting picked off. Good map awareness from SpeCial, able to hunt them down. Drop is going to be slipping into the main base as we speak. The Marines a little bit out of position here for HonMonO. A He's going to be losing some workers. One SCV, two SCVs already going to be going down. We have a disable on the Raven, but when it runs out, we're going to be able to evacuate all these Marines. Before that happens, the Marines will get picked off. Not before they get 4 SCVs. Good amount of damage already. The Cyclones have shown up. They get a lock on the Raven. No! Oh, the Raven does get picked off. A very solid pick off there from SpeCial. Sniping Ravens and TvT is just so impactful. It's so crucial. And now SpeCial can look to snowball out of control. He's sending everything he has across the map. He has a Raven of his own. He goes for the disable. Disable does connect 1 second too late, so we do have one Cyclone going down. The repairs are cute, but it's not gonna, it shouldn't be enough. Oh my god, the repair actually does keep the tank alive for a couple seconds longer. Is able to get a couple more volleys out on that Cyclone. Once again, SpeCial overextending, takes 2 tank shots to the face, will lose that Cyclone as well. HonMonO does have Stim, bear that in mind, as SpeCial is going to be going for a drop into the natural base. Oh, HonMonO late to react. Was really not expecting this move. And he's going to try and force his way in. He does pull a couple of SCVs, does collapse on top of those tanks. That was beautiful. I love that HonMonO, he only pulled 2 workers, 1 for each tank, 1 for each volley. He does clean it up. Now we're going to be going for a double drop across the map. SpeCial setting up for his own 3rd CC. HonMonO, no 3rd in sight. He's going to be quite committed here with this. Again, he does have Stim over his opponent. See if he can make use of that as he's trying to skirt his way into the natural base. SpeCial none the wiser. He doesn't see, he doesn't know. Does see just tank outside his natural, but we do have the drop going into the main. Marines do distract SpeCial for a moment, and the tanks, they do siege. We're going to get 1 disable here on the forward tank, and it looks like HonMonO shouldn't have too much left over here, but oh my god, he gets so many SCV kills. Oh my god, 21, 23 SCV is going to be going down. That evens things up. It goes to show like how far ahead SpeCial was economically. Like to lose 25 workers and still not even be that far behind. And SpeCial has the 3rd base as well up and running, so he's going to be able to recover his losses and make up for his worker deficit. The pressure is still on HonMonO to make something happen, and his sim advantage is no longer there. He does have 1-1. He has a pretty big upgrade advantage over his opponent as he goes for a drop into the main base, which is spotted by the center tower. SpeCial able to get into position with his Stim. Yeah, it does force the pick up. See HonMonO trying to rotate over towards the natural, instead does actually boost back into the main. The Jukes, papi. Let's go. The Raven goes down the tank and does siege up as well within range of the tank of SpeCial though, so it will go down and HonMonO is going to get cleaned up. There was a lot of potential with this drop. I appreciate the moves. It's very fancy, but again, unfortunate that he did manage to siege up in range and does lose everything as a result. The aggression of HonMonO does not end. He's going for a double drop towards the south. He still has a medevac full of units here towards the north as well. He's able to slip out of that main. Oh, and even here he does snipe that medevac as well. Very nice control out of HonMonO. Good reaction time as well. He has to be careful not to lose too much though, as yeah, he's forced to pick up, and he does at least save the tank. Meanwhile, it's time for SpeCial to turn the tables. He's going to be going for his own drop play now. No sensor tower in position. No units in position either. HonMonO, he's been so aggressive this game. But now, as the role of the defender, he's kind of being caught with his pants down. Here we go. We have the drop into the main base. SpeCial is going to be able to siege up. Yeah, we see HonMonO carpet bombing on top of this army. Does lose 13 SCVs. Gets 2 tanks, which is definitely nice. SpeCial still has a tank lead. Oh my god, the medevac with the tank inside as well goes down. Yeah, SpeCial is just pulling his opponent apart. Drop into the main and drop towards the third. GG gets called. And SpeCial will take game number 1. Oh. No, not without sustaining some of his own losses though. Not without. As long as you don't buy a frozen one in the supermarket. I'm a man of taste, damn it. I have not had a frozen pizza in quite some time. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I understand, but I understand. And with that, I was just catching up with the chat. So we're now going to be getting into our next game, into our next TvT. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gressfarm, we have our South Korean Terran player representing K10 Esports. As he does live in the land of Japan, it is HonMonO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Mexican Terran player representing Sidestorm Gaming, currently up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. It is SpeCial. And yeah, HonMonO is looking to spice things up. Let's go, Papi. Let's go. We do have HonMonO reverting back to his old ways as well. You love to see it. Oh. Going for the proxy 2 racks. Meanwhile, SpeCial is going for his SCV scout. Is he going to be coming across this proxy? It looks like he will not. He's going to be going across the map. But again, you don't really need to scout this proxy to defend against it. You just need to be able to react in time. We have a depot on the way at the cliff face to, you know, get a bit of a heads up in case Reapers do slip on in. And SpeCial has his own ranks back at home in his own main. Here we go. This is what we're here for. It's pronounced HonMonO, Papi. You're not wrong. When he wins, Papi, when he wins, he's hung, okay? Otherwise he, you know, it's cold. That's all I'll say. SCV does scout across the map and is able to confirm the lack of Raxes here back at home from his opponent, so he should be able to piece together what is going on. We have the Reaper going to be checking at his third base, does confirm the positioning of those Raxes, and now SpeCial can mentally and physically prepare. Boys are being pulled to tank some shots. But there's still going to be a moment here for HonMonO as he does shoot first. He's diving on top of the Reaper, SpeCial. He will lose it. Uh-oh. Oh, but likewise, HonMonO also loses a Reaper as well. Not a good start. Sure, he was able to kill a Reaper of SpeCial, but HonMonO has to snowball, and losing one of our units like this early on is disastrous. HonMonO already transitioning. We have the factory on the way. Marine count getting larger and larger. And once SpeCial gets his first heli announced, I think he's going to be perfectly fine. Reapers try to find a way in. Another Marine comes out, and yeah, HonMonO is bullied out of the main base. SpeCial taking this very seriously by pulling 7 SCVs to be able to repair and just buffer for the army. And yeah, HonMonO, he backs off, he turns back around. And after this opener, I want to give the advantage here to SpeCial. He's already got his starport done. Going to be able to even get into a Banshee if he so chooses. Yeah, there we go. Banshee is on the way. Reapers are going to try and do what they can with the high ground vision, but the SimCity is just too good. Reapers do bypass it. They do dip into the main. But there's, again, not enough to really break through. Oh, he does get a Hellion. I love that this Rax has tanked quite a lot here for these Reapers. Last HonMonO is forced back in the end. Back at home, we've got our starport on the way. CC about to be thrown down on location as well. As SpeCial as being as annoying as possible. And yeah, from here, SpeCial is just able to situate himself on his side of the map. Does have a bit of a later CC, but only by a couple of seconds. For the most part, it's the counter damage that's the real threat to HonMonO. The first Banshee is already out. HonMonO, great minds think alike. He's going for a Banshee of his own. He doesn't have much anti-air in the main base. Cyclone is across the map. Oof. I mean, thankfully, we do have a third Cyclone on the way that may pop out in time to help defend, but the Banshee is about to reveal itself, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of lost mining time here for HonMonO. Basically, 0 mineral income for our Red Terran. Ay. That one Banshee doing so much. Meanwhile, the Banshee of HonMonO does get sniped out of the sky. HonMonO gets a solid lock-on off, which is nice. We do see the Hellion trying to clean this up as well, but the repair is too good. Repair just a little bit too good. This Banshee though. This is game-ending damage. 16 workers go down. More workers than HonMonO currently has, to be honest. He has half the worker count of his opponents. He's pretty all in. He has mag fields, which is nice. He's got 4 Cyclones, 1 Banshee, and 2 Hellions. I mean, 2 Reapers. It's all or nothing here for our Red Terran. But he's pushing into 2 tanks, Papi. 2 tanks. Not like this. We can get a depot. Yeah, true. Banshee comes back in. Leave the workers alone. They're already dead, Papi. They're overworked. They're underpaid. It's not worth it. Leave them alone. We do see HonMonO trying to go for his own counter attack. The Cyclones dive on top of the tanks as well. They're going to be able to get at least one of them, and maybe both. Not quite. GG, well played gets called, and SpeCial will take game number 2 and the series 2-0. GG, well played. SpeCial will eliminate HonMonO, advancing on to the semifinals. My condolences to HonMonO, but he already did so well for himself. He took down Gref, he took down Rex in a 2-0 fashion as well, which is not an easy feat. So very well done there by HonMonO to make it this far. But again, shout out to SpeCial for advancing on even further in this tournament. GG. And now we are going to be taking a moment here to try and figure out what is going on. Oh, I know what we want. So we haven't been able to have any updates with the bracket yet, so we can do that now. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. In the very upper echelons of the tournament, we have Miyamaika facing off against Su. in a ZVZ, and that is what I'm looking for. That is going to be what I'm going to be jumping into as soon as possible. Su versus Miyamaika. I haven't seen them face off against each other before, but I would love to see it. Meanwhile, leading into that, we had Pez taking down Lunacy 2-1, and Su was able to clean up Pez 2-0 after that, eventually advancing on to face against Miyamaika. Scrolling down a little bit further though, Future popping off here. Can I try and do this a little bit better? There we go. So Future is able to pop off. He 2-0s Demi in the second round and advances on to face Spear. Spear who 2-1 nice. Spear is such an old school player. He reminds me of Keen. He's an old school Terran player, and he's like semi-active. He used to be like a pro back in the day. He used to be a little more competitive. I haven't seen him play in a tournament in like a year. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. So for Spear to suddenly show up and take down Nice, it's impressive stuff. That's really impressive. Massive shout out to Spear. Really good showing so far. We'll see how he can perform against Future. Scrolling down a little bit further from there, we can see, of course, SpeCial taking down HonMonO. He's the first player to move on to the semis. And we have Cyan currently facing off against Percival. We've been casting a lot of Percival recently. I love Percival. I hope he does well for himself. Cyan is going to be a tough opponent though, so best of luck to old mate Percival down there in the lower portion of the bracket. Meanwhile, we are going to be taking a bit of a break. I'm going to be taking this moment to get some tea. I need some water. I need to hydrate a little bit and warm up my throat. So we're going to be going on a short break. When we return, we're going to be following Miyamaika versus Su. Again, I wanted to cast Miyamaika earlier. Things didn't really line up for us, but I do really want to showcase him if possible, and ideally into his semifinals as well, into either Future or Spear. I mean, I say him, or Su into Future or Spear. I do think they're definitely worth checking out. So, yeah, we're going to be going on a short break. When we return, some more StarCraft. See you soon.